one dream, one love, chicken fingers, CriticalEDH.
That is crazy beans. Yeah.
I'm Eric, and I'm here with
Joseph, aka Pigeon.
and
Hello.
we are here on the MTG Basics set. It is super nice here.
Nobody, I've never been in this chair. I'm always in that chair.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's pretty funny.
Well, speaking of being in new places, since Fishbowl, I feel like Teamer has really come to the front of the color pie here in the kind of like CDH meta.
Oh my gosh.
And honestly, I'm going to blame part of that on you. I feel like a lot of your performance at Fishbowl, at least being in the Rock Thrash Discord, it seems like you kind of ushered in at least one way of getting around Ristic Study, or just a bunch of different other ways that really seemed to fire up a lot of players and got people brewing.
Yeah.
So as someone who likes brewing and likes winning, but has a really difficult time doing either, how do you decide what cards are worth evaluating in a color shell like Teamer, or I know people like Esper, you know, all these cards thrown around. What lets you know, like, oh, I want to try this in my deck, I should try taking this to a tournament and see how it goes, versus like, not today.
Yeah. Specifically Teamer, and the way I've built at least this deck in Rock Thrash, it's like make tokens, make your Cradle really good, be able to tap for mana. Anything else doesn't matter. You have mana, you can do whatever. Even if your Thrasios shut off, even if there's a Draneth or Curse Totem, you know, whatever. Just you have mana. You'll find something. You'll top deck something. You'll get there. So you just kind of like have card quality that'll help you either generate a ton of mana or card advantage that necessarily isn't Fisher-ristic, because those are obviously broken.
Yeah,
but
super
not
strong.
like I don't have to tutor for them because or play around them because my deck just does that already. The one I'm actually testing right now is Abhorrent Oculus, which had an insane game earlier because not only does it make a token on everyone else's turn, but also gives me card selection and feels Breach for 3 mana, 5/5 flyer, which was great.
That's awesome.
But I think it's tough to like keep card quality high while also having good synergies in a deck that isn't just like Blue Farm. Blue Farm's easy because you just have great cards and don't need bad cards. But when you're doing different kind of synergies like that, it's like you have to balance token generation and mana, production of mana,
There's
fast
so
mana.
much. Yeah.
There's a lot of things to consider, and that's not easy. That's why I just test a lot and try swapping in and out different cards.
Well, speaking of like trying to like keep track of things, I feel like it's a very stormy deck.
Yes.
And playing it, I'm continually surprised by how often I find myself either not able to keep track of everything that's on board, or while maybe I can keep track of what's on my board, I've completely forgotten that there's like a revealed Mind Break Trap board or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
How are ways in the middle of the game that you either can keep track of all the information or kind of prioritize what it is that you want to focus on? Because I don't think you can pay attention to everything in the game, right?
Yeah.
So how is it that you choose, like, I have to make sure I remember, you know, this counter spell or this combo, or, you know, how do you remember stuff, also give yourself freedom to like improvise or adapt?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I would recommend for all of that is bring a boogie board or piece of paper.
Ooh.
One of the things I try to do, especially at tournaments, maybe not like local smaller games, whatever. I have a boogie board, and if there's a revealed Thrasios spin or a tutor for something, I'll write it down. Notably, your information has to be public, so if you have a sheet of paper, everyone is able to see it. But it doesn't mean you have to write it in English. If I just put gibberish down and I know what it means, you don't have to know what it means. I'll show you what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not like to gain advantage. It's like I wrote down the information. You're allowed
I
to
just
do
like
that.
naturally write things down in Pig Latin. It just happens to also
Exactly.
be in a tournament.
That's totally fine and legal to do, and I think that other people should do it, and they don't. Again, tournaments, that is the biggest thing I would recommend. On the other hand, for my stuff, it is really hard to keep track of tokens, what's entered this turn, mana floating, what lands I've used, what if I played a land drop, like all these things. That's just kind of, I think, experience and time in the game. But I would definitely recommend like a boogie board or a piece of paper, and those are pretty easy or cheap if it's paper.
Heck yeah. Closing out, what's one thing that you would also recommend people to do at tournaments that you see a lot of people either forgetting to do or missing out on, or, you know, what's your if you're going to do a tournament, do this?
I've said it before and I'll say it again, just call a judge. You're not sure about something, you don't have a weird ruling, you have a question, call a judge. They took something back they probably should have taken back and you're in a tournament, call a judge. Someone has a deck registry and error or whatever, call a judge. Like, there's no reason to not. They're here for you. They're getting paid and here to support you and help you. They should never be mad about you calling a judge, unless it's something really stupid that you're just like being annoying about. But I would just continually recommend just call a judge if you have a question or if there's something wrong or any million scenarios. Just do it.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully that's something I can remember in the next tournament. Viewers can as well. And thank you for taking the time to let us interview. And thank you to the MTG Basics for letting me sit in this chair, use our microphones, and play some great games.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Peace.
Critical EDH. If the glove don't fit, then you must acquit. I'm Eric, and I'm here with
Jonah, aka JCat.
Speaking of quitting things, I have found that I have a lot of bad habits in CDH that I've had to stop. One of them is like I'm always looking through my hand. The cards aren't changing. I'm not drawing anything. All I'm doing is giving my opponents opportunities to see what's in my hand, or a host of other kind of bad habits. As you've grown as a player, what are some of those habits that you've either had to allow to mature into like new play patterns, or just ways where you had to rely on maybe like a coach or a friend to be like, Jonah, stop.
I think the first is just to comment on the looking through your hand. Organize your hand. Organize it.
Oh, interesting.
Also, turn your chair so people can't see what's in your hand. I think more people leak than don't leak.
That is so true.
I
completely
don't even
agree.
think they realize it. I think the other thing is that if somebody gives you feedback, just know that you don't have to change that feedback. Just keep it in the back of your mind. People are always giving me advice, cards to change, things to do. And I don't think they're ever wrong because it's their truth, right? Even if you don't feel like it is for you. And so I think that if you can just reflect on it and take at least some of what someone's telling you, a friend, a coach, another player after a game, those little bits, like tidbits, nuggets, will eventually add up to make you a better player. And if you think you're wrong, think about it. Reflect on why you think they're wrong. That'll help you get better too. So I think that just it'd be easier on yourself.
Yeah, I know. I was watching another interview with Bill Hader actually, as he was reflecting on his experience in SNL, and one of the things he was talking about is, as a comedian, he got so much feedback from the people around him, and he noticed this pattern where oftentimes when people were telling him what he did wrong, there was almost always some truth at the core of their comment. But when they transitioned to what he should be doing right, they were almost always just completely incorrect.
Yeah, they don't know how to tell you how to do it right sometimes, especially like in our business. A lot of people have criticism, but not a lot of ways to change it. But yeah, I mean, you take that feedback, you make yourself better next time, and you're never going to be 100% perfect. I mean, I've seen the best players in the world punt. Some of the easiest wins.
It happens.
They play right into an oppo that was just played. I've seen it. It's just
I've done it.
You have to just be easy on yourself and try not to make those mistakes in the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you for helping us take one step into our own growth as CDH players, and hopefully in the next tournament, neither one of us plays into an oppo.
Yeah.
You guys don't do it either.
Yep.
Critical EDH. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Lite reference. I'm Eric, and I'm here with
Raul. How's it going, everybody?
Dude, we are on your set today. This is awesome. You have like a super great place set up.
Thanks, man. Thanks for coming. We really appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks. It's so much fun. I think something I really appreciate getting to see how Logan handles all the technology side of Critical EDH. Hats off to him. It's a skill set in and of itself. Do you feel like in this kind of like milieu where you're both kind of handling a lot of the technical side of MTG Basics, as well as like playing in tournaments and, helping TO and stuff, which one of those do you feel like comes a little bit more natural to you, and which one do you feel like you're going to have to push yourself to grow in?
Ooh, great question.
Oh.
I think the putting everything together comes more natural to me. Telling people, hey, do this, or hey, follow my instructions when you're in camera. Don't cheat. The Ancestral Remora kind of event. So I actually enjoy that more now that we do a lot of casting or just help out a lot of tournaments. I actually don't play in a lot of tournaments, a lot of large tournaments.
Really?
Yeah. I really barely play on any of them because I'm usually helping like run the events. And I actually find them more fun and more satisfying because people actually enjoy watching themselves play quite a bit.
Interesting.
Because even when I played like single card formats, I always wanted to watch myself play, and nobody would ever stream any events I played. And I always genuinely, I always wanted to see myself play and just catch my mistakes and see what I could have done better kind of thing.
Yeah, it makes a really big difference.
Yeah. And since I always wanted that, I wanted to be able to provide it to people in the events that people put together.
Oh, that's super fascinating. I think that's where a lot of the heart of Critical EDH came from, is me and Logan felt this desire because we just want to watch more CDH content. And so Logan was like, well, let's just make it. And so I think that's an area where I was uniquely blessed to have a friend like Logan around, or you're uniquely gifted with a lot of your skill technology. Having been around so many games, and now that you're moving from the playing side to the helping run things, what are some ways that you would encourage people who maybe aren't as technology adept, or maybe who are interested in starting a channel, but still want to feed back to that community around them? You know, they're still attending, the level 7 weeklies or going out to Hberg, and they're like, oh, I want to help do something for CDH. But I don't know what to do because I'm super bad at technology and I'm not as handsome as Raul. What would you tell that person?
Well, oh man, no, I think so. For me, there's been a lot of trial and error and just learning and just trying it. And if it didn't work, try again and then try again. I've seen a lot of people use little cam recorders that they would just put on top of them to record their games. And they actually do that just to see how every game goes. And they don't even stream that or anything. They just do it for themselves.
Oh, heck yeah.
But it's a nice little starting point. If you want to get involved, there's a lot of how to set up a lot of different things on Google or YouTube, how to set up gameplays on OBS or Moxfield or not Moxfield, but whatever people use for spell table games and stuff like that. So there's a lot of resources out there, and you can always just ask people in the community as well. Reddit, Discords, there's a lot of people that have started playing CDH like this and are able to provide a lot of good feedback.
That's awesome. And then kind of closing out with something more kind of Magic specific. What's something you tried in CEDH that you either had to learn from or get advice to in order, really make it pop or really have it work out the way you want it to?
Like a deck or a specific strategy? Or
I know that you've been on TNT for a while, way before it was the flavor of the month.
Okay. So I learned from somebody. Their name is Joseph. Delny. Card is absolute gas. I wasn't a believer. I was never a believer on Delny. And then I saw Delny do things. And I was literally speechless. This card is absolute gas.
It's so good.
And it took a lot, somebody who's been playing TNT for a long time to accept somebody who's been playing it for a month to be like, hey, you're playing it wrong. You should play this card. I was like, oh, my ego. Can't take that.
It's so important, though, to have... I mean, you were talking about wanting to watch your own games. I think so many times in tournaments, you'll see people who will finish up quickly and then just watch a ton of games. And oftentimes, those are some of the best people to get feedback from because they will have seen... kind of this three-dimensional aspect of the game that you may have not been able to being kind of inside it. Or just having those friends who are like, I saw someone else use this card and it worked out really, really well.
Sudden substitution or something. I've experienced something about that card.
Where did that card come from? Over there. While we're on our set, is there anything from MTG Basics that while we end, you want to shout out to the Critical EDH audience so that they can go and watch?
Yeah, come check us out at MTG Basics. We do a lot of CDH gameplays. We release every Friday around 12 p.m. Mountain Time. We talk to you guys quite a bit, so I'm sure you guys will see us here and there, back and forth kind of thing. But yeah, thanks guys for checking us out.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for talking with us, and have a good one.
See you guys.